Hey everybody, I know you all know me, it's Mary Beth, and I am here today with Luisa Viladas and Kate Alessi. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around because I'm here in Milford on Dixon Street at their really lovely location, but the stars of the video are these guys. So Luisa, you go ahead. We were talking about actually just understanding the Literacy Volunteers of Southern Connecticut. And
we are Literacy Volunteers of Southern Connecticut is part of the Literacy Volunteer Movement, which is in Connecticut. There are 13 different literacy volunteer offices, all of which are separate nonprofit organizations. There is no national or international literacy volunteer organization, but there is an umbrella organization called Pro Literacy that many or most of us work with. So we function completely on our own.
Independently.
Independently. We serve Milford and Stratford and surrounding areas. We have, well, Kate can tell you better how, exactly where our students are.
Students, only students, or do you have, could you have adults that come in as well for programs? Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we provide free tutoring to adult English language learners. So basically refugees and immigrants who move to this area and they need to learn English so they can get jobs, they can get their kids in school, they can communicate, go shopping, basically survive and thrive here. They need English to do that. And a lot of them come over and they haven't had the luxury of having learned English in school or studied it at all before they've gotten here. Some have, but that's where we come in. So we help them with English. So last year we had about 140 students that we served during the course of the year, mostly Milford, Stratford, West Haven, Trumbull, a few in Bridgeport, a few in New Haven, a few farther afield actually in Wethersfield.
Wow.
But mostly our area is the greater Milford and Stratford area.
Right. Is there, just so I know and so that the people who are watching the video know, is there a cost involved? I mean, how?
It's absolutely
It's a free service.
It's free to our students, and the training that we provide to our tutors is entirely free as well.
Our tutors are all volunteers.
Yes.
Okay, wow. And how many, so 140 went through the program last year. Is it typically after school for adults in the evening? How does the schedule kind of go?
Yeah, great question. So that's one of the great things about our one-on-one program that we have. It's entirely flexible. So what we do is we ask the students, the adult students, when they want to join, when they're available, where they could meet, how they would prefer to meet. So say just in person or only online or a combination of the two. And we ask similar questions to our tutors, our volunteer tutors, about how they would like to meet with a student. And then we match tutors and students based in part on that information. And so, life happens, people travel, kids get sick, you can't go to, a meeting one day. The tutors and students just communicate directly with one another and say, hey, can we reschedule? Can we cancel? So it's more flexible than, say, going to a class that meets every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at whatever time. And if you miss a class, you're already behind.
Right.
So this way, it's very flexible, and an even better part of this is that since it's one-on-one, the tutor can tailor lessons specifically to what the student needs.
That's great.
Yeah.
How are you funded? Because I selfishly want to get to this really fun event that you guys are having, which is why I'm here from one of their tutors is a good friend of mine, and I learned about this wonderful organization through Mary Cotter, and am looking to try and help them. And of course, I'm thinking that you guys all might want to participate in what they're going to talk about as well, because this really sounds like something that's will create a huge advantage for people, but I'm sure they need some moolah. So let's talk about it.
Well, we always do, because we don't charge our students, and our tutors are all volunteers. So we survive on grants and donations and revenue from events. So, and the grants vary from year to year. Some years we get more than others, so we can't depend on those entirely at all. We never get through a year on grants alone anyway. So we're always fundraising in one way or another.
Which is great. So I think coming up, you have a wonderful event that is called, sorry, I'm trying to open it. It's called Celebrate 30. So talk to me about that.
Yes, so we are celebrating our 30th anniversary here in Milford, and we are having a party on Saturday, November 9th from 7 to 10 at Two Roads Brewing Company in Stratford, which is a venue everybody loves. And we're going to, there's going to be food and drink and music. We're going to have live music provided by Band Central, which is a great organization, the music, and they help us also raise money, which is awesome. And we have a number of very generous sponsors who are making this possible. And what else? Oh, I have to mention Maritime Chevrolet in Fairfield is our lead sponsor, and we have a bunch of other sponsors. But anyway, it's going to be a party, and we're celebrating. I mean, 30 years here in Milford is an accomplishment.
Amazing. Yeah, it's great.
And we love the work we do, and we want to share that feeling with everybody else.
Right.
So
I have a question. We're going to talk about this because, guys, I'm going to donate 2 tickets to this wonderful event, and you're going to have to log in, check in, and then we'll draw 2 names, and 2 people are going to be able to go to Two Roads on the 9th, courtesy of the Grasso team, but enjoy this and maybe get to know a little bit more about the Literacy Volunteers of Southern Connecticut, which would be awesome. So I have a question. What would be a way, like if somebody said, I've got 2 hours a week. Is there, if you had to say, this is what we'd love in a tutor or in a volunteer who is going to come and donate or, become involved with the Literacy Volunteers of Southern Connecticut?
So 2 hours a week is basically what we ask our tutors and students to do, to meet at least for 2 hours every week. And we understand life happens, people travel, things come up. So it's not, say, if you can't, then you're off the list or we don't want to talk to you anymore. No, it happens. But the goal is at least 2 hours a week.
2 hours a week. How much is the training time?
The training time ends up running about 10 hours. So we have a 5-week training that meets once a week for 2 hours. And then we assign homework to the volunteer tutors to read in a textbook that we have and do some activities that prepare them for actually working with their students. So it's all about making them feel more comfortable, giving them the tools that they can use when they're meeting with the students.
Sounds great. Easy question. If they didn't have another place to meet, are they able to meet here?
Yes.
They are. And that would just be during the daytime or during the time when you guys are open, which is from when to when?
So Mondays through Thursdays from 9 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon.
Got it.
And we have 3 classroom areas that are available, and most of our tutors just coordinate directly with me, and I schedule folks in the rooms.
That's perfect. Is there anything else you'd love to tell just people in the world who are typically local, have become either friends or family or extended clients or people who have moved to the area or might have time and might be able to, think about connecting with you guys?
I think a really important thing, because Kate and I have both been tutors, is that you don't need to speak another language. You don't have to have any training. You don't have to have a teaching degree. All you have to have is a desire to help someone. And it's very, very gratifying work. It's wonderful to see your students blossom. And in fact, we're going to have 2 of our students at the event on November 9th talk about their experiences since they've arrived here and worked with literacy volunteers. And it's life-changing. What we do changes lives, and it's so gratifying. So if you've got some time and you think you might like to tutor, just let us know.
I am so grateful to get to see you guys and to be able to learn a little bit about the Literacy Volunteers of Southern Connecticut. And you know what? No amount is small enough to help with their wonderful mission and honestly to help someone change their life. I mean, this is This is really terrific. And the facility is amazing. So you don't have to do it at your home or at their home. You could come here, or you could meet and go somewhere if that works for you and a student. But let's help these guys out. So on November 9th, Two Roads. Who does not love Two Roads? And that is where Celebrate 30 is going to be held. We have 2 tickets we're going to be giving away. Thank you for your time, for the effort, for the partnership, and for introducing me to the literacy volunteers of Southern Connecticut. I'm really grateful.
Thank you
both.
Mary Beth.
Yes, thank you. Sure. All right, guys, so here I am. I'm going to be leaving the Literacy Volunteers of Southern Connecticut location in Woodmont in Milford, Connecticut. And I'd love somebody to raise their hand and say, I have 2 hours a week and I can help someone learn their English as a second language more proficiently, help them assimilate into our beautiful culture and world, especially right here in Southern Connecticut. And you know what? It would be a gift for someone. So if you can't give monetarily, maybe you can give by becoming a tutor. So anyhow, we're going to have the connection and contact information below, and I hope somebody decides to step up. I really want somebody to step up and participate and come on November 9th, but I'm hoping that maybe somebody has it in their heart to become a tutor. All right, take good care.